Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going through the Supreme Arena defenses I've come up with for this week. We're going to lead it off with the free-to-play teams. However, just as a preview, the mid-level of teams are going to be the Graveborn Phantomal focused teams. So we will be coming to that if that is what you're interested in. So team number 1 for free-to-play is going to be the Pandora Galahad combo with Wilders, which a new player would have been prioritizing, Almas, Iron, and Valara. And we're going to have the Mana Wake spell here as well. You can replace Valara for Selice. That would be a better option if you have, a good investment into Selice as well. You have the Wilder Phantomal who will be buffing the ultimate damage of Gala. You have Pandora buffing Gala with the charms and the Pandora box. Gala is going to come out and be free to cast her ultimate and nuke the enemy. And Iron will take a Lily May interruption if needed and Mana Wake spell. Okay, team number 2 is going to be the Siren Lily May Ravion combo, which we've been using in the past as well. Theodore to boost the energy of Siren to get an almost immediate ultimate, Nero to take an enemy Lily May interruption, and Nero charms onto Lily May to power her up. Ravion going to be buffing up your 2 key damage dealers, Lily May and Siren, and then you have the Blue Mother Phantomal who will be buffing up the ultimate damage of Siren, who is going to be your main damage dealer in this team lineup. With the Star Shower spell, it's just going to be the best nuking PvP artifact early on, and that is going to be a really good option for this team. You want to have Mythic Plus on Nero to take an enemy Lily May interruption. Moving on to team number 3, this is going to be the Chimera comp, the budget version. So what we have here is we do have the Graveborn Phantomal potentially buffing up Bonnie. However, Bonnie is not actually the best target for the Graveborn Phantomal if you have invested into the Graveborn Phantomal like level 80, level 90. So if you have, invested into Graveborn Phantomal specifically for PvP, then you're going to have to look at the mid-level of teams we're going to show you up next. However, this is not a bad option. You're still going to get Bonnie's debuff value, which is a decent amount of debuffing, just not the best, option as a target for the Graveborn Phantomal. This will still be really good though. Damon buffing up Chimera, Twins buffing up everyone like on a Mexican train. We have Ludovic in the back to be healing up everyone, and this is going to be with the Earthshell spell for more damage reduction and tankiness, and you're just buying time for Chimera to cast her ultimate, but you have a lot of solid heroes here, which a lot of people even have Paragon upgraded. So now we're going to move on to the mid teams. So here we have the mid teams, and as I was mentioning, you're going to have a Graveborn Phantomal focus. Now you will need to have Graveborn Phantomal minimum level 80, and level 80 is quite doable even sometimes for 2 different factions like your Wilders and Graveborn. You can have at level 80 and then you're going to be really good for PvP. And if you get the Phantomal to level 90, it's going to be even better. However, honestly, level 80 is more than enough to get the value out of this in PvP. Now Shadewing is, as of right now, the top candidate to be buffing, to be the target of the Spirit Mark of the Graveborn Phantomal, because basically how it works is if an ally deals, team-wide, enemy team-wide stat debuffs, that hero is going to have massive synergy with this Phantomal, and you're going to be dealing the Phantomal itself is going to be dealing massive damage. So basically what we have here is Shadewing is going to be the target. The Graveborn Phantomal is being buffed up because the main damage source on this team, believe it or not, is a Graveborn Phantomal. And if you want to guys check an actual example of that, I made a video showcasing this yesterday, showing Shadowed Karen is broken in PvP. That is the video name, and that is it just shows you exactly how this is working. But basically, this is going to be a great combo. You can use Shadewing even if he's at lower Ascension, because Shadewing, all he needs is Withering Curse. He needs a battle start enemy, map-wide enemy stat debuff. And that is a synergy with this comp. And that's why even at low copies or like lower Ascension, your Shadewing, it's still going to be a good option and probably still going to destroy enemy teams. You also have Ludovic, Bonnie just for some additional damage, Lily May for some, utility, blocking their ultimates, and then you have your Twins. So I think that this is going to be a great option, and Star Shower Spiral just so that you hit a bit harder. And importantly, we don't have the Graveborn Phantomal on the tile that will be position swappable, because the thing that I then worry about is if the enemy tries to Rainier swap and immediately burst your Shadowed Karen, that's one strategy of dealing with these Graveborn teams. But if he's protected and not targetable and burstable, he's gonna burst the entire enemy team. Okay, moving on to team 2. This is going to be the secondary Graveborn team. And now you're going to be using Siren as a target for the Spirit Mark because you have the Shadowed Carrion here to be buffing up Siren. Siren is going to be the second best option for an enemy team-wide stat debuff. He does do it, but it's a bit delayed. It isn't like an instant beginning of battle like it is with Shade Wing, so you're going to delay your damage a bit. However, it is still fast enough. And then also what we have here, if you guys can see, we have Theodore buffing up Siren so that he can cast ultimate quickly. We have Nero to take an enemy Lily May interruption. We have Damon up front just for more tanking and crowd control with this Frighten. We have Callan for that protection, and then also the crowd control with the stuns. And then we have the Earthshell spell. I wanted to go for this artifact because it makes your allies steadfast. So if the enemy tries to go for some Rainier swapping strategy, it's not going to actually work and swap Shadow Carrion unless they go for Siren and Rainier on the same team. That's basically the only way they would be able to swap him, and I don't even know if they can burst him fast enough. We have Nero to provide him an extra life. But yeah, that in this map, unfortunately, you can't position in a way to have the enemy to prevent from a Rainier swap if the enemy really tries to do it. But Earthshell spell is one line of protection, right? So that is what we have here. This is going to be great. Another really solid team that you can run. And honestly, it's just kind of scary how much these teams are going to pop off. If you have level 80, you still need to have level 80 or level 90 of the Graveborn Phantom. Moving on to team 3. Now, team 3 is going to be the Shimura combo, Pandora Shimura combo. Now, this is actually a really good option. It's going to be better than in a Galahad version, because what we have here is Iron's going to take an enemy Lily May interruption, Pandora buffing Shimura, Bloom Mother buffing Shimura's ultimate damage, Ravion also buffing up Shimura. So basically, all of these sources of buffs, this is going to cause Shimura to hit as like an absolute truck. We also have Crescent Spell for more range damage. You could also go for Star Shower or Mana Wake. Mana Wake wouldn't be a bad option, actually, and it is freed up. I just don't know exactly which one is better between the two of them. I opted for Crescent because I've also leveled it up for Dream Realm, although the levels don't matter that much. But you can try either. It's hard to say which one is actually superior. But that is going to be the set of mid-level teams. So we're going to move on to the pay-to-win teams. But before we do that, you guys know what's coming. If you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment. And you can actually bookmark this link in your browser. And whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thank you all so much for your support. Okay, guys, so here we have pay to win team number 1. This is going to be Alna protecting Saida, and then we have Athalia in the back as a major damage threat. We also have a Theodore Siren combo getting off an ultimate early off into the match and beginning to nuke the enemy team. If the enemy has a Lily May, then Siren is going to get interrupted, but Siren also is going to block the enemy artifact and deal some damage and provide some debuffs right from the beginning of the match. Athalia is going to be a major kill pressure. I wanted to go for Star Shower spell so we have a bit more kill threat, and the other win condition is Saida getting off her 3 ultimates. With the Alna protection, it is definitely possible. Skycoast Phantomal buffing up the Athalia. So I have separated some of the top PvP heroes into 2 different teams to try to come up with 2 top tier teams. That is why on this team we don't have a Dunlinger, for example. We're going to move on to team number 2. Team number 2 is going to be my Dunlinger choice. However, this may look like a very weird team because it is actually trying to cater towards this map effect, which I haven't talked about yet, that you get more value if you provide excess healing onto your team. You're going to immobilize enemies and also deal damage to them. So the whole strategy here is, for the first time, I'm going to be running Cure Lock Dunlinger on defense, and I think it's going to be a really good option because it means the enemy is not going to be able to provide any team-wide heals. They can have their self-healing. Dunlinger Cure Lock doesn't block that, but if they have a Solis, if they have any other healing, Ludovic, it is not going to be able to heal other allies, but my Solis is going to be able to. And if she can get off her ultimate, massively healing our team, we're going to get huge value from this map effect, and also just keeping the team topped off on health. We have a really stall strategy here. Callan for more shielding. We have Kulu for range defense buff. We don't block the ultimates of our team, so Kulu is going to be able to get off an ultimate early on into the match because she has that initial energy. And we have major kill pressure with the Kulu bombs. That's huge damage. Gunner even has good damage output, and Solis is going to have really high damage when we have that excess healing, and she's also going to increase the health of our team. And I've opted to go for the Bulwark spell, which is the pay-to-win artifact of this week, but I think this is a good PvP artifact as well. It has really good attack and also vitality for more healing and shielding value. And it is going to work so well with this comp because the frontmost ally on our team is Dunlinger. He's going to be getting a lot of extra shielding whenever another ally receives shielding on our team. We also have Gunner as actually, it may not look like he's that frontmost, but he's the second most frontmost on the team. And if you guys know, he will provide a shield to allies behind him, which means everyone is going to be receiving the shield if they remain in this position. And yeah, so overall, I think this is a really interesting team. Definitely, you could also try it with the Spellbind. Maybe I'm getting too cheeky with the Cure Lock, but I think that this is going to be a good option, and I really think it's going to work well. And if the enemy tries to go for healing, they're going to be shut down with this comp. And I'm excited to try it out this week. Celise has great synergy with Gunner because Celise can heal Gunner, keeping him topped off on health, and Gunner can keep the Celise invincible. And yeah, okay, moving on to team number 3. Team number 3 is going to be our Graveborn Nuke team. So I've just gone for one Graveborn Nuke team, at least for the beginning of this week. I did just barely get my Graveborn Phantom to level 80, and that is minimum requirement. You need to have Graveborn Phantom at minimum level 80, and ideally even level 90 if you want to run a Graveborn team in PvP. But if you do have that, I mean, this may be the top team. It could even break through the Celestial Hypogean teams because it is not ultimate dependent. You just have huge nuking damage from the basically exclusive skill, the Spirit Mark Soul Blaze of the Shadowed Charon. And as you guys notice here, we're actually buffing Shadowed Charon as much as possible because he's a damage dealer. Shadewing is just here to be, they're getting those initial team-wide enemy stat debuffs to allow Shadowed Charon to hit hard. That is all we're doing here. And so Damon buffing Shadowed Charon, Twins buffing Shadowed Charon. We also have Bonnie here for some more debuffs. And I've gone for the Earth Shell spell because we were going to hit so hard with the Shadowed Charon. You don't even need any more damage from Artifact. You can just go for tankiness. And we also have Mahira to just, you know, crowd control the enemies, buy a bit more time, and we're going to begin nuking them. And also grouping enemies is more beneficial for the splash damage from the skill Soul Blaze of the Shadowed Charon. So I'm really excited for this team. There's a team I'm most excited for. Also, just a couple of mentions. We have Shadowed Charon on a tile, which is not Rainier position swappable, which can be important, which means he's completely protected here. We have Bonnie also on a tile that cannot be jumpable by an enemy Sylvina. So Bonnie is also fairly well protected. And that is going to be it. So I'm excited for the teams this week. Let me know what you guys thought about them, or if you have any other team ideas, feel free to share them in the comment section down below. Good luck this week. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And if you think about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.